my veins.
Yo, what is up, guys? Moxsy back here with a my Amara DPS build that, as you just saw, is incredible. It is. I'm so happy that we figured this out and came across this, and now Amara can farm bosses just as fast as the other Vault Hunters. Well, Flack's kind of in a category of his own, but let's get into the build and show you guys how I just did that. So here we have, we were using the Cutsman for our primary damage. The Cutsman is a legendary SMG that luckily had a drop for me as a world drop. I used it earlier in my playthrough in the story, and it just carried me through for like 15 levels. But I got it as a level 50, and it does work. We're using the Hazardous Sellout as a level 26 pistol. The reason I'm using this is a 72% chance to ignite, and it shoots 3 times with one trigger pull. So this is going to ignite me almost every single time, and it's a low level, so the dot is not going to kill me. I tried this with a higher level one, it killed me. So not so great on that end. Now, what's incredible, and the reason we were able to do that much damage is because of both of these, our class mod and our relic. Our relic or artifact gives us 183% increased damage when we're suffering from an elemental effect, aka lighting ourselves on fire. And that's going to increase the damage of our Cutsman by 183%. The other damage boost that we're getting from is this class mod, the Temp Spectral Phase Zerker. Also, just a world drop for me. I wish I could give you guys more details because I know how frustrating it is when you're looking for something specific and don't have anything specific to farm it from. If I find out more, I'll let you guys know. But what's so key about this is we're going to get 3% weapon damage based on the number of rush stacks. And it's going to give us plus 5 rush stacks. So we went all the way down to Avatar to get 10 more rush stacks. We already had 10 rush stacks. And so that's going to be 20 rush stacks, 3% is going to give us 60 damage, plus the 5, we're going to get 75% increased gun damage. It's also going to give us cooldown, which means we don't need to spec into cooldown here. The shield that I was using, shield's not that important. I found this shield, I like it a lot, mainly because it instantly recharges when broken. So we're going to kill this boss that even if he does get our shield down, it's going to instantly recharge. He just won't have a chance to kill us. And we're going to get resistances to the fire damage. Also, grenade doesn't really matter, just in case you need extra health is what I grabbed. And I would highly recommend just having these two weapons, or you can use a fire grenade, a fire shotgun. Anything that you can use to light yourself on fire and not kill yourself is fine. You don't need this specific gun. I just had it laying around my bank, so I decided to use it. But if you unequip the other guns, you can get instant swaps back and forth, which is really nice because they're the only two things we're going to need. So here's the build. I just grabbed Clarity for some health regen. I'm not using Personal Space because we're not really ever going to be close enough to Grave Ward to actually be able to proc Personal Space and benefit from it. We are very much invested in Mystical Assault Tree. We're using let's start from the beginning. We're using Fast Hands, which is going to give us reload speed. More reload speed and weapon swap speed just going to increase our damage per second, because we'll be able to output more damage in a short amount of time. Violent Tapestry is going to give us more status effect chance. And our rush stacks are so important here because when we use our action skill, we're going to get full rush stacks. Basically getting full bonuses of everything here. So we're going to get crazy elemental effect chance. We're going to get crazy reload speed. We're also going to get critical hit damage, not have to do with rush stacks. We don't really need Ascendant because yeah, the point's just not going to help that much. If you want, you can get more lifesteal, but typically we kill the thing so fast that we don't need it. Wrath, Laid Bare are both going to give us a lot of gun damage, and Awakening is going to boost our rush stacks and give them more effectiveness. So we're going to get even bigger bonuses from our elemental effect chance and our reload speed. We have to grab Avatar because not only is it going to let us use our action skill twice, but it's also going to boost our gun damage by giving us more rush stacks. And the idea behind this build, if you're going to play this build perfectly, I'm not sure if I did it there, but we're going to use our action skill. That action skill is going to proc Laid Bare and it's going to proc Wrath, giving us 8 seconds of, what is it, 40, 65, basically, increased damage. And we should use that Avatar skill again. We should use our action skill again after those 8 seconds. If you use them immediately, one after another, which I see a lot of people doing, you just don't benefit from Laid Bare and Wrath as much. I know that the cooldown resets when you use it again, but in order to have the highest upkeep of these two skills, we should be waiting at least 8 seconds to use that. Not sure if I did that perfectly, but that's how it should be played. Anima and Tempest, both super important. Gonna boost our dots and our elemental effect damage. The last 4 points I had, I just threw into Do Harm. It's not gonna do that much for us because our action skill. I mean, it's gonna give us a lot more damage on our action skill, but the majority of our damage is gonna be coming from our guns. Lastly, we don't need Forceful Expression. We don't need Sustainment. This whole tree, Fist of the Elements, is a great tree for mobbing and killing large groups of enemies. The amount of points that we would need to put into to get Forceful Expression is just not worth it. We don't need Sustainment because Sustainment, we're going to kill them too fast. Plus, we're going to pop this skill twice, giving us 14% of our missing health per second, which is just like great on top of that. Shouldn't have too much problems with surviving, plus our action skill is going to give us health. So I really recommend you guys give this build a try. For different bosses, we're going to have to use a different setup, aka like the Cutsman is fire damage, shielded enemies are going to need slightly different setup, but this combo with the boosting the elemental effect damage and then hitting yourself with whatever damage that is, plus using this class mod to boost our damage even further, is so far the best combo that I found, and I've been playing around with a lot of stuff. Lastly, I was really hoping to get a fire conference call for this. I think a fire conference call would also be really, really powerful. However, I haven't gotten one yet, and the Cutsman just does just as well, if not better. I'm not sure because I haven't had that yet. And lastly, so let's talk about our Mayhem mode. So this isn't... We're in Mayhem mode 2 because Mayhem 3, while I'm sure you guys... we can show it on Mayhem 3 too. There's so many modifiers on Mayhem 3 that it just gets annoying to load back in and load out and load back in and load out without either severely crippling our damage or making our damage do stupid amounts of damage if we get like elemental damage boosts and gun damage boosts. So if you guys are watching DPS builds, just make sure you're looking out for the modifiers that they're using. These shouldn't have helped our damage at all. And yeah, I was going to upload our Rough Rider guide today, but I figured this out. We got this setup going, and I know you guys wanted to see the DPS build, so here it is. We're going to change it around for depending on the monster that we're fighting, but for Grave Ward, it's a great boss to showcase DPS because he doesn't have any immunity or immune mechanics. So yeah, this was Moxsy. Really hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for all the support and love, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.